Welcome to Sweethearts or Rivals. I'm Charla.
I'm Justin.
What's on our table today?
Legendary Encounters, Firefly.
This game plays 1 to 5 players.
Yep.
They recommend you can play it with ages 14 and up.
Mm-hmm.
And it can take you anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes.
There we go.
Maybe more.
Right on. Excellent. So, what do you think of the components of Legendary Encounters, Firefly?
I think that the mat that you play on is excellent. Yes.
Very awesome. Very cool. I was actually a little concerned because you have to roll it up quite tightly to put it back in the box. But it unravels very nicely. You don't have to worry about creases or anything like that.
That's just the type of the material it is.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty much exactly like a mouse pad.
Yeah.
It might be a little bit skinnier than a mouse pad,
mm-hmm.
but that's the material it's made out of.
Awesome.
As far as the cards go,
mm-hmm.
like you said when we were doing the playthrough,
yeah,
we're going to have to sleeve them probably.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to play this game a lot,
yeah,
like we haven't played it a ton yet.
No.
And the cards are already chipping and dinging and...
Unfortunately, yeah.
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 I mean, it's a thicker, like it's a medium almost weight card.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're medium.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely skinnier cards out there.
Yeah.
But whatever the ink or whatever how they printed on them, it chips them or dings them or whatever really easy.
And every time you like set up the game, everything needs to be shuffled.
It's a lot of shuffling.
You're constantly reshuffling your deck whenever you get done through everything getting discarded.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a lot of shuffling that is going to require sleeves if we want this to last.
It's true.
Yep.
Now I guess we have to speak about the artwork.
Yes, we do.
I mean, you've read things on forums as to why the art is ugly.
Yeah.
And I guess I can understand their point of view. But I mean, seriously, like, are these two characters supposed to both be wash? Like, this looks like a distorted Harry Potter. And this kind of looks like...
Harry Potter's evil brother.
Uncle.
Or uncle.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I could either try to get them up to the camera or I can take a picture of them. But really, that's supposed to be a wash.
Yeah.
And even my main character for Kaylee, like this is the main character card. And yeah, I guess she doesn't look like herself because she's got a mud. Just look.
All over her face.
It's like she's got a facial going on there. At least they got her outfit good. Anyway, I mean, it is what it is.
Yep.
I don't think it really impacts too much of my gameplay. Like, really, I'm more focused on what the cards say than what they look like.
Yeah.
Because I find there's a lot going on with that part of it.
Yep.
So, I mean, the art is a secondary. But it really would have been way cooler if it was pretty.
Yeah. I've played Legendary Encounters Alien. And in that game, you're not playing the characters from the movies. You're just playing, like, I'm the healer or medic, I'm the gunner, I'm this expert. That's all you're really playing. And I honestly have no recollection of the artwork whatsoever, good or bad.
Right.
Because all I did was I got into the game and played it. And it was fun, and that was it. I think the issues with the art, which aren't great, and why it's making so many people mad, is because you do play as the characters from the show. And as a Firefly fan, the art sucks.
Yeah.
But as a board gamer who just wants to play a good game, the art kind of fades away and the game comes out.
Exactly. Yeah. But true, if you're looking at it from a fandom point of view, I can understand the outcry.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Right on.
What do you think about the strategery, which we lump in all the luck and strategy and tactics?
Yep. There's a nice mix because, of course, you're going to have decks of cards for everything, and they're going to be shuffled, which is a whole lot of kind of randomness, what's going to come out. Even when you get used to the episode decks, you have no idea what's coming out first. So every game is going to be a little different with that randomness. But there is some long-term strategy in just the choice of who are the main characters going to be and who are going to be the supporting characters. And that is very odd in this game Because if I'm going to be playing as Jane, in my mind, that means I'm going to be playing as the guy who's going to shoot stuff up and destroy lots of stuff and do lots of strikes. But all of Jane's cards are not in the game. Instead, I'm going to be recruiting the 4 secondary characters, and that's what Jane gets to do. That's very weird.
Well, I mean, you are playing Jane, so the cards that are helping you are going to be the supporting characters.
Yeah.
But if you're playing Jane and you're starting deck, you should get a couple of awesome Jane cards.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Like maybe 2 lightweight ones in your first scenario, 2 medium weight ones in your next scenario, and then 2 awesome ones in your last scenario.
Or something.
Because that would have kind of made you feel more like the character you're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have the talents which do something very specific for the character you're playing, but I don't find them overwhelmingly powerful or use a whole lot.
Well, you get so few talent cards in the game anyway. Their special abilities don't often come out.
Yeah.
I mean, there are ways to get quite a few talent cards, and I think if you're playing with more than 2 players, you're going to get way more.
That's true.
So,
yeah.
That could be the issue.
It's kind of weird. Basically, if I was to sit down and try to figure out what would be, okay, these are the 3 episodes that we're going to be playing, and I'm used to them, so I know we're going to need a mix of combat, leadership, healing cards. Instead of ooh, let's pick these as the main characters, I would immediately go, here's the 4 characters we're not going to play with.
Right.
So that we can have their decks of cards. And then from the rest of them, which main character special ability would help us out the most. Which, again, just kind of an odd way to play.
Yeah, it feels backwards to how you would want to choose your people.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think it was our second game. The first game we did what the book said you should probably do. But our second game was I'm going to play Wash. Yay! And then I didn't get to do very many Wash-like things because Wash's cards were in the deck. Right. It was just very weird. Lots of tactics, of course, because, of course, as you are playing, you kind of know what cards are going to be coming out, but you have no idea what order they're in, so you do have to play very tactically to, what is coming out in the verse, what do you reveal when you scan, oh my goodness, that's in the combat zone now, what do we do? And it would be great to be able to deck build with a whole lot more strategic choices, but you only ever have 5 choices and the brown codes. So again, you have to build your deck very tactically. So it's an interesting blend of all 3. Yeah, and it works, even though it is kind of weird.
I agree.
Right on. All right, so what about the complexity of Legendary Encounters Firefly?
Well, I think if you've played a lot of deck builders, or even just played another Legendary Encounters system, you're not going to find the game complex at all. No. Because it has a lot of the same mechanisms as just a regular old deck builder. And how's the gameplay, if you were to say, between Firefly and Alien? And
Aliens? The gameplay is pretty much the same. Because it's not Aliens and there's that whole aliens are out to get us, the whole sliding down and going into the combat zone, it has more of a punch in Aliens because it's scary.
It's tense.
Yeah. In this one, not as much, but the mechanism still works.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you've played the other ones before and you like them, then you know you're going to be able to pick this one up really fast.
Super fast.
Yeah. Now for me, I mean, deck building isn't really my most favorite mechanism. So I don't care to learn all the ins and outs and nuances, and I just rely on you to keep me going straight. Which order to do what in and which cards will work good together. But I do have fun playing the game. For sure. But it's just, I'm not going to study all the cards and figure out all the cool connections.
Right.
Yeah, and plus it's cooperative anyway. So you can help out your buddy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's really nice because there's 5 different types of cards in the crew decks, but you don't necessarily need to know everything. All you want to do is those 5 different cards each have a symbol, and when you start to get 1 or 2 of those types of cards, you want to stick with 1 or 2 of those types of cards. So the last game we played, the one that we did the playthrough for, I managed to get some of the mind symbol cards into my deck, and every time they came up, I would just constantly try to get them.
Yeah, it worked well.
And you can see in the playthrough how I had one turn that turned things around because of that. So that makes it a lot easier, where I don't need to know what they all do. I just know they work well together.
Right.
That is very cool. It's a good design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of deck builders, I think, have that kind of in their design anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why you kind of don't have to know everything.
Yep.
And you can just go with the flow.
Yeah.
And as far as the game difficulty goes, it's really neat because you said in the rulebook there's a bunch of ways to kind of make easier and harder games.
Yeah. So the game difficulty ramps up from each scenario, and then if you want, you can actually do kind of like, not really house rules, but again, like variants. If you're finding the game a little bit too easy as you get really good at it, here's a couple of ways you can make it a little bit more difficult. There's ways to make it a little bit more easy as well. So that's kind of cool. It's nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what about the playability?
The playability. The mechanisms versus the theme work fairly well together. And a lot of that theme comes through because you are playing with the specific characters. The cards that you are creating your deck out of, they're all things that come from the characters and the show, which are really neat. You're playing the television episodes, which is amazing. I love that, which is very cool.
But there's not that many scenarios because there weren't that many television shows.
That sucks. But it's not Upper Deck's fault.
No.
Yeah, it's the kind of, it's very interesting, like the stuff coming down the verse and you're not really sure what to do, how they interact. All that stuff is very thematic, and it works quite well.
But I have to say something about the theme.
Yep.
Like, I don't think if you hadn't watched a lot of the show, I don't think the theme comes through. Like, I find the only reason the theme comes through for me is because I know the characters so well.
Gotcha.
And when something happens in the game, I can relate it to something that's thematic, but not from the game. From
the TV show.
Yeah. So if you've only watched a couple of episodes or you're not even a huge fan of Firefly and you're looking for a thematic Firefly game, I'm pretty sure this isn't the one that's going to scream theme at you.
That's true.
Yeah, probably the other game.
Yeah.
The regular Firefly game has more theme than this one.
Yeah.
And it's not even the art, it's just the style of game that it is.
This is very true.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're in a ship whipping around the verse doing Firefly-like things?
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a space game.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying the Firefly theme isn't strong, I don't think. But it is strong with me because I'm such a huge fan of the show.
Yeah. If I took the other Firefly game and set that up, I would feel more like I was in the Firefly universe.
Yeah.
Playing out Firefly. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I would have to agree. We're not quite sure how the game scales with other players because we've only ever played it as a 2-player game. However, having played Legendary Encounters Alien with a full complement of 5 people, it played pretty much the same as us playing as a 2-player game. The only difference is there's a whole lot more of the coordination
going on. Yeah.
And that could really help quite a bit.
Like when you have 5 players, like if 2 people have coordinating for strikes, can they both coordinate?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that would make a big difference.
Yep, absolutely. But you also scale the number of side jobs and stuff like that go into the episodes. So suddenly there's more things that happen.
These decks here are taller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not much, but a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see how Firefly specifically does scale. But I don't imagine the amount of players is going to affect the game drastically.
No. But it might feel a little bit more interesting with more than just 2 players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The game length is nice and short, which I like. And as for replayability, again, even knowing all the episode decks, you're never going to know exactly how they play out. So the replayability is quite a lot.
It's true because they can come out in a certain order here.
Yep.
And just scanning one card too many in that row can really lead to some hairy moments.
And then, of course, there's the whole campaign mode if you want to do the entire series all as once. And then after you're done that, you don't have to play them in order. You can take the episodes and mismatch them, much like Fox did, and play out different scenarios.
That's thematic.
There you go.
To the show. But when you play them mismatched, like, do you have to play a level 1 first?
Yeah.
And level...
Yeah.
Because they don't have, like, 3 different levels for the first scenario.
Exactly.
Right. Which would have been cool.
Yeah.
Because then you could really mix and match them.
Yeah. But you can adjust the difficulty of the game by doing that. So if you found the game too hard, you could have, like...
2 1s and a 2.
Exactly.
Or if you found it too easy, you could put all 3s.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be nuts, but you could.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lot of kind of customization to the gameplay when you replay it, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, does it have the awesomeness or the cuteness?
This game is not cute, and only because the art is sad, so it's awesome. But I can definitely give it an awesome rating because I think it's an excellent deck builder.
Yeah.
And the gameplay, I feel, is awesome.
Yeah. I really enjoy playing the episodes. I find that very fun. And... again, playing the characters, whereas in Alien, I didn't have a character that I was connected to in any way, shape, or form.
So you have a game group looking for a game, and they say to you, what about Legendary Encounters Firefly Edition?
The very first thing is, do they enjoy deck builders? If they enjoy deck building and cooperative games, then this might be something they want to look into.
Right.
Yeah. Depending on what kind of cooperative deck building experience they're interested in, then I would split them into either Firefly, Alien, or Predators. Alien, I think, is a little bit more tense. Firefly is very cool if you enjoy Firefly and have that connection, as long as you can get past the hate for the art.
Right.
If you were into a cooperative deck builder and your group was not a fan of Firefly, I don't know if I would recommend it.
I don't think I would either,
Yeah.
only because our friends have Legendary Encounters Aliens. And I mean, I was interested in playing the game, but only for purely research purposes.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think it was... Number one, deck builders aren't really my favorite game to play. And definitely Aliens is not a theme I want to play.
Yeah.
But because the Firefly one came out,
Yep.
I was way more interested to try this.
Yeah.
And I've still not even played the Alien one.
Yeah. I enjoy it. But it's because I have that connection to Firefly. Alright, so Legendary Encounters Firefly. Are we going to trade it or keep it? We are going to
Keep it.
keep it. Absolutely. I'm hoping, I don't know how they're going to do this, but I am hoping that there's going to be more content created for Encounters Firefly.
Well, when you look at the box and how many cards are in it, there's only enough cards for like half of one side.
Yeah.
There's plenty of room in the box for expansions.
Yeah. And there are expansions that are being developed and coming out soon for the other Legendary Encounters.
But we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah. The way they have it set up with the episodes, I don't know how they're going to do that, but I hope they do.
Well, maybe they'll do what I said. Maybe they'll release like all the episodes in level 2 and all, you know.
So you can mix and match them?
Right.
Yeah.
That would be a good way to expand it.
And there is an expanded series of comic books that kind of expand on the Firefly storyline.
So they could have more episodes, technically.
And then there's even Serenity, which isn't in here.
True. You could play through the movie.
That'd be crazy. So there is stuff that I hope they are going to develop, because that would be awesome. But definitely not going to trade it.
No.
Do we finish this as Sweethearts or Rivals? We finished it as?
Sweethearts.
Sweethearts. I didn't know if you were going to say Rivals or not, because I did kill you.
You didn't kill me. Jane killed me.
Yeah.
Jane was a really big dingus because he got 2 flaw cards in a row and he ended up killing Kaylee.
That was horrible.
It was horrible.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, but it was horrible.
Yeah. I don't know how thematic it was. But anyway.
So yeah, definitely Sweethearts, and that shouldn't be a surprise because it is a cooperative game.
It's a cooperative. And you know what? I usually hate cooperative games, and I like this one. It doesn't, for whatever reason, it doesn't feel like a cooperative game. But it is.
Yeah.
Because we're sharing and helping, but
yeah,
it's a good mix, I find, of a deck builder and a cooperative. That 2 kind of styles of games I generally really don't like.
Yeah.
Mixed together, and like I
works.
actually enjoy it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that is Legendary Encounters Firefly.
It is. Thanks for watching.
Thanks a lot.
We'll see you in the next video.
Laters.
I think Jinx likes legendary encounters too.
I think she does. She keeps trying to jump all over it.
Yeah, no, she's fine.
Okay. All right. What are you doing? No, that's a bad kitty. That's a bad Jinxie. Jinx.
Do you want me to just ask you all over again?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.